Hi gang, welcome back to Boundless Bay. Ham here, checking out our new airport that we put in last time, and thank you for your comments. We have cleaned up the line in the mountaintops and done some tree work just to fix up the entranceway into Queenstown little airport strip there. Right, homework out of the way. We have the coal line now, just probably needs a bit of fixing and changing a couple of things in the way of a basically changing up the train to a double train or putting two trains on, just a little bit shorter, so we can get a more frequent cycle of coal supply to the steel factory. So that's a thought there. But today we're not going to be working there straight up. We have to go 2 steps back to go 1 step forward, to say, and it has to do with crude. So currently we are taking crude from Gladstone and sending it down to Masterton, so it can help supply the fuel run that comes back up to Gladstone and wherever else it may need to go, which is all good because it takes 2 crude into refined oil to go to the fuel, right? And that's fine. However, we need to, like I said, shift that line to now the chemical plant. So Gladstone crude oil to Gladstone refinery to Queenstown chemical plant, back to Gladstone goods. Okay, so that's how that run's going to go. That does then lose us a line for the crude and the fuel run that we've got going on. So today's plan, we're heading to the other side of the map, where we have a plenty of crude sitting around doing nothing, and we have a beautiful big shipping port in Masterton now where we can ship it into, and that's what we're going to do to start off this episode. So enjoy today's episode as we work on putting some shipping lines in, switching some lines around, and getting our goods factory up and running once more. We're about 3/4 of the way through this chain of events. When we get this chemical plant up and running, the last leg will be distribution of product, and that will be the next step. Right, so on this lonely little island over here sits one very lonely crude oil pumping station, and they're pumping away nicely, and we have to get this all the way down into Masterton itself on the opposite corner of the map. Luckily we're on a small map. This is if you are new, this is the vanilla map that came with the new DLC and the last update that they did. It is called Boundless Bay, and we're checking it out. That's why we're playing this. And so this pump here is the one in question now. It's sitting outside of Silverdale, where we started off our journey many episodes ago now. And what we're going to do, we're literally going to put a little shipping port down here, just a little wharf that's going to take it from all the way here, all the way, it is a long way, all the way down into our port here. Now, it's going to require a lot of ships, but the point of this, sorry, I'm doing a lot of zooming and flying around the map. The point of this port and this canal was to have a lot of ships going up and down it. Basically, I was looking for the right words, but I was going to say flying up and down it, but you don't fly ships, right? So sail up and down it, basically. And it was set to take a lot of product coming in, and we've got to start utilizing it. We do. So when I was talking about shifting things, this is the Gladstone oil well that is providing. The Gladstone oil well is actually coming, getting dropped off down here at the Masterton fuel refinery. It's then getting relayed down to Masterton oil refinery here, where it then gets sent back to Masterton fuel refinery before heading back up to Gladstone. So you can see there's a big chain of events going on there. We're simply going to take this now and send it to here. Then that refined fuel is going to come down into Palmerston. Well, it's Palmerston chemical plant. I thought it was Queenstown, but it's Palmerston chemical plant before it heads back up to Gladstone goods factory, right? And so then we can get our steel and our goods sent up here, and we can start distributing those goods out, right? So that's what I was talking about in the intro there. Now, that's fine. So it's gonna really fix up a lot of things. We're gonna have to put a lot of ships on there just because we need to get that consistency, that frequency up. That frequency rate of oil coming in is what we're gonna need. So first things first today, let's start off by putting in the simplest thing, and that is basically a little port. Now I think We've got this one here as well, but I kind of want to leave these two for when we need to do stuff over this side again, and just take this one. And I think that's fair. But I was going to put a little like port just in there. Typically, if I was playing something like City Skylines 2 now, and I'd have to connect the town up, I would have put a sort of road basically over here, like a bit of a bridge system, road system like that, right? I would have put that in, right? Because when you think about it, how else would there be connection out here, right? So you put something like that in. We have to get like that high. I'm just trying to make it look kind of straight. So we are going to put something in like this today because I do want it to look like it's a thing. I want to, if that makes sense. Pick the bridge that I wanted. Brilliant. Yeah, I want it to make it look like it's saying. It's not like we have to get ships under here. You could just pretend that maybe little speedboats and fishing vessels would go in under there. And then typically we would have you, let's take you back just a step. We would have you sort of, the curve, please. Give me some curves. Yeah, I don't know how you would get around here, but probably a coastal road just here. Something like this. Now you're probably going to burrow through some of this. Like, oh, that bridge is actually quite nice there. I'll take that old stone bridge, and I'm going to keep it flat through here. That old stone bridge was nice though, Ham. Okay, well I kind of want the old stone bridge. Just a little bit before going into some maybe a little bit of tunnel network here. Can I do that? Flatten out. Yeah, something like that. And then coming back down because I want to get, we're going to head around this beach. Okay, I want it to look like it's a thing. Right, and look, one day we may need it around here, but at least this way it gives just a touch of realism. And I want to really hug this mountain here off the beach, off the shoreline. And if anything, I'd probably paint that, but I'll leave it for the moment. And we're just going to follow the contour of this actual, where the sand meets the actual mountain, right? I'm going to keep you flat through here. And who knows, I mean, maybe we could put in a little backdoor port here, or maybe we should be sending this down to this port and it's a shorter run. That's an option. But if we were going to do that, we would train it. I wouldn't truck it. But for now, that's what we're going to do. Just to give it that look of, hey, there is actually a road connection out to this island. It's isolated, but there is a road connection. Down here, we're going to put in a little port. So we actually have to make a little like a nice sort of area for ourselves, which we can do right here. Just give me a little bit of height. We don't need this port to be huge though, because it is just going to be set for this one product going out. So it literally just has to sit like that. I probably could have done it over here. Oh, maybe it was better over there, Ham. Yeah, okay. Reclaim the land. Okay, fix all that up. Look, over time, the shores have washed away and eroded and eaten away at the beach, so that's now an inlet. Okay, I actually like it in this craggly bit of stone just here. I think this is going to look much better. I should have really looked at that a bit better before I just started hacking into it. So we want it to about, I want you about that big, thanks. And you're going to fit in there beautifully. So I'm going to dredge you out from out here. Okay, we dredge it out, man-made. We are putting in ports, so it would be man-made. And why are you typically you're not chunking back nicely for me? What are you doing there, buddy? We'll see how that goes. I'll just take you out that way a little bit and take you out that way a little bit, and I'll do some smoothing at the end to fix it all up. Let's get this in just so I can have a look at this for a second. I want you to be a large. Let's go with a 4 terminal. I may get bulk product. I may get bulk ships out of here, that's all. And then you're not really going to fit where I want there, are you? I mean, outside of navigable waters. I maybe just put the small one in and then I can get what I want. So here's the thing. It's this. I don't know what's going on here, but it's doing some weird stuff with the terrain. See, you wanted it, and then it's now gonna make your life harder because you've decided you wanted this spot over another spot. It's more typically, I don't know why it's banking that bit of land there, and that's what's weird. It should be cutting it a bit more straight down like that. That's how it should be cutting it. So it was doing something a little bit weird there that I wasn't really happy about, but hey, we can sort of take it and run with it a little bit and just fix it up, and that gets us what we want. So I am going to put you there like that. We are going to do some configuring here just because I'm not liking the look of that, the shape of it and stuff. The shape I would probably prefer. How would I prefer you to be, if I can just get like that and that. Now, like I said, it's not going to be a big pot. I can chunk that back out. I want you to look like that, please. Yeah, I'll have you like that if I can. I want it to look like a chunky one with plenty of like space on here. And then the other thing is I probably will take you to there as well. And then on the end on this one, I would love you to sit like that. Yes, brilliant. Right. That's got me pretty happy about that, actually. Right, so I do want this to be a nice, big, chunky port, right? So let me see the landing here if I can. I can get you on there, but I am going to dredge that out because that's just not right. Your ship would not be big ship would not be pulling up in that shallower water. So we're going to take you right out there. Get a nice shipping lane in there, and then actually give me the smoothing gun here. And we'll just soften that edge right off. Soften that right off to there. And that's looking a little bit nicer through there now. And just take that edge around there just a little bit. I gotta say, I like the big chunky port there. I'm all about it. Okay, let's put the big one there, and let's put a small one here. Just because we might run a few different size ships out of here. We might get some faster, smaller ones. We might get some big ones. We want this to be fairly frequent, like I was saying, and get that fuel in because they're going to need it. Right, our road here is going to send a road up to there, and it's also going to have a road connection here because we are going to have to deliver the fuel down to here. So, makes sense that we have a road connection because we're going to buy our trucks from in town. You wouldn't just plonk a trucking thing from up here and just like that'd be it. You would buy them from in town and they would get sent out and drive out here. So that's what we're going to do. Right, so give me my road tools again, and let's get a bit of a road network set up here. We're going to have to do a little bit more land maintenance here. I'll have that one, thank you. What's going on? I need you flat with that. Much better. Sometimes you gotta, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. I don't know if that's the saying, but it sounds good. I don't know if that's right, but I'll take it. It's exactly what I meant it to be. Okay, we're gonna get you around the beach side here like that. We'll probably, I won't do too much of that actually. I'm gonna just sort of soften that back out a bit. Now, I know this seems like a lot of jiggering for just one little section, but I want it to look good. I want things to look good. I want things to look like they have a place, not just like you've just plonked them in and job's done and that's it. It's now making money. We're making money. Okay, you can make money easy in this game, even on the hardest difficulties. What we're after is we're after something looking a little bit more realistic. Now, speaking of that, I'm actually going to set up the skinny country road here, based on the fact that it's just not it's not a busy place. It's literally just going to be set out here for basically just these trucks and this oil production company. I am going to put a tiny little roundabout in here. Not, well, I'd say tiny, but I might put like I'll go with the one lane actually, and we'll go with the radius like that. just because we're going to have the trucks come down and we're going to have them go that way and we're going to have them go that way. So it makes sense that we divide our roads like this, right? We're going to wend our way down the mountain here. Now, I probably could just take it straight down there. I probably could. No, we're going to do it this way. We're going to sort of come down like that. And you can see that's why, because we've got a bit of a height change here. So we're going to goat track it down to there, which is totally fine. And then we're going to switch back to this road because you would think that it's a typically newer road. We're going to follow this around to here. And to do that, I'm actually going to put the road in here first. In fact, you know what? I might put the truck stop in here, like it's a bit of an end to the line for it. So give me... We don't even need that longer truck. I'll stick with the 20s. We don't need the truck stop to be that much longer. And it's got a bit of a natural retaining hill here. And the animals come down to check it out. They're like, this is new. I don't remember this. I don't remember this last week, Bob. Neither do I, Al. I don't know why the animals have names. I don't know if, you know, I don't know. I don't speak animal. Animals probably do name themselves. They probably all talk to each other in their language with their own names. Right. So I know that seems crazy, but we could have probably just gone a straight shot down there once again. Would I do that? I mean, it's not bad. It's a lot of earthwork they would have to do out here as opposed to just laying in the road on a flat surface and goat tracking it down. There would be a lot of earthworking jobs they would have to do if they had to tunnel or carve out the mountain. So yeah, we're going to leave it like that. It's fine. And we're going to set that line up. Oh, well, we get a truck stop in and then we'll set the line up. We'll get a truck stop in, then we'll set the line up. The truck stop, we can actually we can actually make this look like it's part of the building potentially. If we set it like this, and it actually sits quite nice and flat up there. If we get to 30, what do you do with that? Yeah, because you sit actually quite flat up there. It gives us a little bit of flat land, and I'm okay with that. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna go new line from here to there. We're gonna color it like that, and we're literally just gonna call it silver crude transfer truck. Okay, and we're just going to call it that. And then we're going to buy some trucks for that ASAP so we can get those guys rolling. Now, there are some truck upgrades we can do with the other fuel trucks as well. Okay, where is our... Here, we've got to buy them from in town somewhere. Where have I got my... Here we go. So this is where we're buying them from. We don't need to set up... Now, we've got this tanker truck here, which takes 20. Probably a bit of overkill. Out there, we'd probably have these little Isuzus probably would be the run-of-the-mill. And we'll go with like, they're nice and zippy. We'll go with like 12 to start with. If we ever need more, 12 seems like a lot for that little run. I'm still going to do it. I think these little white Isuzus will be great out there. I think they'll work really well. Now, what we could do eventually is I could probably set up some decorative buildings and such to make it look a little bit more like things are happening. Next step is we're getting this sent down to here. Now, this is a long ride. And we want, I'm probably going to take, so we want this here, right? Let that calculate. Got to think about how it's going to get it here. It's done that. Now, if we're going to have, we're probably going to have two lines in here, right? We're going to have a big ship one and we're going to have a small ship one. So let's, while we're here at Masterton, let's figure out where they're the big ship ports. And it's already coming into that. I'm probably going to leave it in that one, I'll be honest. I'm actually going to leave it in that one. This is going to be called, we're gonna name this line number 1. And it's going to be called US to Mast crude transport and then via ship number 1. Right, I'm going to copy that because we're going to make line 2 as well. Control C to copy that, and we're going to hit enter, and that line is in and dusted. So the next line we're going to do is I was going to take it to the small ports over here, but we then have to, well, we could utilize our causeway here, which we haven't done yet. Now, I don't have a bridge straight from here over to here. We have to actually utilize that bridge, which I'm okay with. We just have to put lots of vehicles on. It's going to become very busy. Do I really care? What I probably care about more, well, we're actually going to be losing one of the lines up here anyway, but we'll get to that shortly after we look at it. The only lines we've got down in the port here are the tools delivery. So we're going to set up a line from here. It might be worth getting those ships up and running now. Yes, it might. Okay, give me this. 5 vehicles, and we want cargo, and we want some large tankers. We want like these ones here, and I am gonna go straight off the bat with like 8 of the 8. It's a long distance. I'm gonna go with 8. We're gonna set them online. US mast. Able to find path. Oh, that's right. I didn't fix it at the other end. Oh, Ham, you muppet. Here I am going to fix the lines, and I'm always like, in my head, I'm always like 2 steps ahead of where I need to be. Okay, you actually need to set yourself to 3. Okay, now those ships will be able to go, and all will be good in the world. Now, it would be probably advantageous of me if I went like this and started setting them out at a pace. So when that ship reaches a certain destination, I will then send the next one. So when this guy reaches sort of the end of the port up here, then I'll send the next one, and so on and so on. Until then, let's get our line sorted for what we were doing here, which is line 1. And we're setting you to come into here. Now, I'm thinking we probably need to get another station in here, but are we going to lose one of these lines? No, we're not. So we are going to rebuild another one. I'm going to go at 3 times speed just to start getting these ships out. I am going to build another, I'm going to build the truck stop here, which will be connected to that port as well. And it will mean that it sort of connects a lot of these places over here. Now, it's fine. It'll be fine. I don't want to jig too much of the other line at the moment until I'm aware of what's going on. You got a little dip there, but that's okay. So this line here now, right, manage that line, is going to there, and that will add to that, and that's all good. Okay, so that's going to be that line, and that's literally going to be called. You're out of there, by the way. So let's get you off and running. Okay, off you go. You are well and truly out. And then you can go, and then we'll keep an eye on you now. So this line here, line 1, we will call it, what we call it, we'll just call it Masterton Port to refine via truck. Okay, that's what we'll call that one, and we'll get some trucks on that. That one there, I believe, is it? Buy vehicles. No, that's the tram one. Don't click on that one. That's the truck one. The tram one's bigger. I've got to remember that. And this one, we're gonna switch to some manned tank trucks here. We're gonna go with. I want to go with like 10. I'm gonna go with an all-round number of 10, and they're going to be. Now they're gonna lose money for the moment, but that is what it is. What do I call it? Masterton Port. Masterton Port refined truck. Okay, and now they're off and running, so that'll be good. You are, where are you? You're up here, so we can get the next one out. And we continue the cycle. So off you go. Okay. And we'll keep an eye on that one. And we'll come back and fix that shortly. Okay. So next thing I want to do is, like I said, we want to get some faster ships running up and down this, because that's a long way to ship this crude oil, right? This fuel. I mean, this crude. So the thing is, it's probably not going to take off until the ship gets here and it realizes, hey, that's what I'm doing, and it does a full run, which sucks because it's a long way. But the point is, we're gonna get this from the small line here. We'll go with a slightly different color into the small ports one here. I guess it can come into a large landing as well, so it doesn't matter. I would prefer to have the small boats go to the small boats. Or have you come to, like, I would prefer, and then we'd have to put in another truck line, which I don't really want to put in another truck line now, so we're going to get you to come into 5 for us. I didn't want to do that. I'm going to get you to come into 5. And you are out of there, so you can get your next ship. There you go. Yeah, I think that'll be fine like that. A line 1 here. Yeah, that'll come into there, and that the little small boats can come into there. If I can manage my lines here for a second. And we said Masterton. No, we said US to Masterton, didn't we? And we're gonna, I did Control S, but I'm gonna Control C. I'm gonna Control C again. We're gonna find line 1. We're gonna Control V, and then we're gonna switch this to a 2. Okay, and the 2 will be the small boats. And on that one, I didn't get my ship here. Ship's almost out. Doing a little bit of a dodgy thing down there. We might have to put in some waypoints at some point. And then you can go now to, you're on ship 1, thanks. And then out of this little one, let's buy some small boats. Something speedy, something that can, like these little ones here, they take 56 capacity, but they go so much quicker than the ones we've got. What about these tankers here? They go 27. Our large ones do what? 30. So we need something, like we need something that's going to actually, you know, be worth going a little bit quicker. These ones are 32, 34. Where was the one that said 37? 27, 20. So it wasn't 34, seems to be it. Right, we're going to go these ones. They still take 56 capacity, and it could just keep a little whip in. So we're going to go like, oh, I'd say another 10 of those. And set them on number 2. Now I am just going to let them buzz out. Yep, like that, thank you. I'm going to let them buzz out, and this one will be ready to go because the ship will be down there. You can get on 1. Yeah, and they can start ticking off the lines and start to get the lines rotating and working and doing what they need to do. Right, that leads me now to our fuel line up here. All right, we'll come back and check on those lines a little bit later to make sure they're working okay and everything's working ship shape. No pun intended. But look how busy this marina is now. Boats. If you're on one of these buildings, you're like, what's going on in the port today? I don't know. A lot of ships coming out of the port. I know there is. It's interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting. Anyway, what's for breakfast? Oh, we're not looking at the ships. No, I'm quite hungry now. Righto. So we now have to untangle the mess that is this one. So this one we know gets sent down to here. Well, the first thing we can do is we can stop that line. It's actually coming into here. Then it's also then heading down to here, which it can still do. We just have to change the legs now, and we change the legs to be that. But if I come in here, so that's that one, and then that is that one. Right, so we still need to transfer to get from here up to the hill, which is fine. We can do that. We can ship that out. So all we're doing is losing the leg up there. And to do that, we just go managed line. And we take out Gladstone North. And now they just do a run up there. And we manage these vehicles. And we're going to actually switch these out for the Isuzu Elf here. I like it. It's a great little truck. It actually has more capacity. And it's much zippier on the road. On our road. Even though we're probably capped at... Are we capped at 80 on that road? I always forget. If it's what's the cap on that one? 80. Yes. So the brilliant thing about those is we're probably limited by the vehicles that are on it anyway. But if you have a look, let's say we take this and we manage the vehicle and we go to replace it. The old tank truck here does 75, 60, sorry, and these do 80, right? So we are limited because there are a few of these flatbeds on here that we could change out to. We'll look at some of that grain stuff down the road, but for the most part, when they get a good run, they're going to be much quicker going up the hill. I say that, but up the hill here, it's struggling a little bit. Anyway, it is what it is. So the next thing we have to untangle is this one here, right? So this one here is doing a transfer between here and there. It's just doing a simple transfer. So nothing should actually be affected if we're now shipping it in and then it's getting sent over to here. Now we could make that line stop in here, but I don't want to. I want that. Wow, it's actually couldn't it? No, just leave it. Leave your lines how they're doing. Leave your lines how they're doing. They're coming in here. So these guys are coming in here to pick it up and take it up to here. The only thing is now we lose our two-way connection with those trucks doing two-way pick up and drop off, basically. We lose that. But I'm hoping eventually Masterton will go, hey, we want some fuel. And then eventually we'll be like, well, actually, we can give you some fuel. So that's the only thing we lose is we drop off that connection, but we have to do it because we have to get that line going. And I think that's just it. That's untangled now. Now these vehicles here on Master, we're going to switch those vehicles out too. We're going to sort of upgrade them to be the tank truck here. Right now, it might be excessive. Actually, how full do they run most? No, actually, you know what? We're going to leave them for a little bit, I think, purely because of the fact that that the line has to now get kicked into gear a little bit, and we need to just wait until it does get kicked into gear because we're losing that product straight out of here now. We have a look at that. Well, they're not going to be producing anymore. Basically, nothing waiting. So what that means now is we can actually send this straight down into here with a new line. So we're just basically going to do that and that. Very nice and simple. It's going to be called what? Gladstone. Glad crude to what do you reckon? To Glad crude delivery. It's just a delivery. Yeah, via truck. Gladstone crude delivery, just via truck. And I'm just going to keep it at that. Nice and simple. Simple, Simon said the pieman. Now, where's our truck stop up here that we're using? I want to relocate this truck stop. I'm going to incorporate it as part of our building set out here that we've got. Yeah, I'm going to reincorporate it as part of our building set here. And I'm actually going to give it, it could probably sit on the end of this building here. I wonder if this will work, if it's going to do some janky stuff to our road. If it doesn't, it'll be brilliant and it will work and all will be good. And it is. It's even got a little driveway that comes out of it. Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. Right, so buy those vehicles. We only probably need a few, don't we? Maybe give me like 4 to start with. Set them on Gladstone. It's just Gladstone delivery truck. Gladstone crude delivery. Okay, so they're going to come out of there. I like these tankers. They're quite nice. Yeah, out of your little driveway and off you go. And they'll start lifting and shifting that. But they're not going to do anything because we don't have a train line yet taking the crude down. So, eventually, when we get this up and running properly, the train is going to pick up that crude, come all the way down here now. It's got to stop here at the station. Yep. How are you getting the trains to turn around down here, Ham? Well, here's the thing. I've got a turnaround point in here. So the train will have to come in. Then it'll have to back down here. Yeah, it'll have to back into that. And then head off again. Which I'm pretty sure if you look at... Oh, it doesn't have anything there. It doesn't have anything there. Is that a bypass track? Can I just look at my lines here for a sec? There is something going through there. What is the train going through there? That's the coal one. I'm going to switch... how am I going to... I know. How am I going to do this? I'm just going to share it. We're just going to have to share it. It's just going to have to share. Right, let's have a look at this for a second. Let's get this line in. Sometimes you've just got to... You can sit there and think about it all you want, but sometimes you've got to just actually put it in and play with it and see how it goes. Now, the train itself is... I want it to come out of the station and around like it's supposed to. It'll come down through this way. It'll pull into the station here. Yep, that's exactly where I want it to pull into. Well, actually, do I? Because I might get it to... I've got a junction there anyway. It's then going to shoot up into here, where it then reverses back into there, and then it heads back up its path as intended. However, I need you to be double tracked there, friendo. Oh, you are double tracked. I need you to take, yes, the freight route. But I need you to go up and down. So let's get some signal work in because I don't think it's following the rules of the road. We'll try and put our signals all together like this. Just to keep them uniform would be nice. Like that, please. Like that, please. Oh, and then we've got no signals up here for miles, do we? I'm not going to touch the other line. I don't want to affect things. I don't want to change what's going. Oops. Put that there. That is the cargo line. Right, just... Let's have a look at that now. Brilliant. So putting the signals in has told the train, hey, you must go up this way and you must go down that way. And... yeah, okay. Yeah, so it actually pulls into the station here. It has to cross over to do its line change, and then it has to cross over again. Now, here's the thing with this coal train, because we're going to be running 2 trains for the coal. You know what? I'm just not going to worry about it for the moment. Trains are just going to have to wait. They're just going to have to suck it up, and they're just going to have to bite the bullet and literally just wait. That's what happens. Until I can come up with a better plan for through here, I might have to double up these stations and rework this junction. Yeah, I might actually double that up. Right, we're going to work on that next time out. We're going to keep cracking on with that line out. I want to actually just come down here now and fix this this coal train, right? So what I said by this coal train, the coal train we've got is too long down here. It's just gone out. So it's not going full, right? Which means that we could potentially split the trains in half and make 2 of them. And that way we can get a more consistent rate of what's going on. So I am going to literally take off some of the wagons down to a capacity of 1 98 because I have a feeling production may pick up later on, and then I'm actually going to duplicate that train. So if we actually go to that train, and that's going to be our track ride along today. Can I actually... Bang. This is going to be our track ride along today, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for joining me today. We'll go like this, thanks. Stay tuned next episode. We're going to crack on with that line, and I think in the next episode we'll spend some time fixing that line and sorting out what we've got to do in terms of... actually, did I get all my ships out of there, by the way? 2 more to go. You just stop for a sec, buddy. You just stop for a sec. We'll ride that train down. That'll be a nice little track ride for us. Yeah, we'll spend some time... Off you go. Fixing that junction where the trains have to do a turnaround. So the coal line... Basically, so the coal trains aren't going to be affected by our chemical plant and crude or our refined oil trains. Now, the other thing I haven't done, I just realized, is we actually have to take this and send that to there and then send it back. So before we kick on... Yeah, before we kick on, I've got myself all in a muddle here. Before we kick on, we're going to fix that line. That actually has to come down to here and then come back. I apologize. That was a brain fart on my part. We're actually just going to give you that there. Yeah. That was a massive brain fart on my part. I don't know why I just said crude will go down there. It has to be refined oil. So my bad. So Gladstone crude to Gladstone crude to refine, and then we're still going to call it delivery. Manage that line. We're just going to take out Gladstone sidings first. Yeah, hang on, game. You're going to come here, and then you're going to bring it back to here. Right. That's right. So I apologize for that. Future Ham here, fixing problems from past Ham. That works better. That's how that should be. And actually, if I'm at all honest, now I'm going to actually put double the amount of vehicles on that, and we probably even might put more vehicles than that again, just to get that frequency. You know what? I'll even go 2 more vehicles. Okay, just to get the frequency down to about 60 seconds, which I think will be better. 60 seconds is generally a better frequency. You kind of want, you don't want to really go above 60-second frequencies for these things. It just, if you're going to look at min-maxing, there's better ways to do it, and there's probably a better meta for it. But yeah, in terms of min-maxing, that's probably where we're at. All right, we'll wait till this ship gets up here, which it's almost there, then we'll shoot off this next one. There's a fair gap between a lot of them now. Okay, you're on 1. Just to see if the ball is rolling a little bit, and we've got some... Yes, all right, brilliant. So it is kicking off. Things are working, and we're starting to roll with the crude here. So if you're wondering if it's working, team. It's working. The plan is in action. Look at our fleet of ships rolling up the river. Rolling up the river. Interesting... last little fact before we do this track ride along today, which we're going to do now. Now I know that we've put the train in, and no, that's it. That's our coal train. We haven't put the train in. Yeah, we'll fix that. Last time, no. So I'm getting all scatterbrained here. I've got 2 things I want to say. Next episode we will work on that line and get it sorted. Okay. Go back to 1 time speed. We'll work on that line and get it sorted. Yeah, and we'll double up those freight sections so we can have those trains pass. Lastly, I want to say something on a side note. One of my members, Tools, has picked up Transport Fever 2 recently, and he's been loving it. In fact, he's been lost in the game. And Tools has said to us, Ham, do you want to get the train going? Tools has actually said to us, has anyone, or he said to me, Ham, in the Discord, when you go down to your wharf or your port, do you hear a loud gunshot? To which many of us referenced, no, we haven't. But someone did reference else that occasionally some people have it in their game where they hear a gunshot a loud gunshot when they go down to their port. Now, I had a look and I don't get that. I've never gotten that. We've never had that. So if you are one of the people that get that gunshot sound in your port, can you please let us know in the comment section down below what it's about, so we can have a discussion and see what's going on. Is it a bug? Is it just a random thing? Is it like a Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory? You get a lucky prize because you have that? These things I don't know. Right, team? Thanks for hanging out today. I've been Van Ham. We've got plenty to crack on with still on this this goods line. The goods are always a little bit trickier to work with when you're doing all this stuff. They always take they're always quite lengthy. Regardless, stay safe wherever you are. Stay glued to your screen, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Get out of here.